Hey, what's up? So, I'm having somewhat of a crisis that I need to talk about because I just can't stop thinking about it. And it's sort of paradoxical in nature because it's regarding um, making YouTube videos. So, I've been going through a process where I've been trying to come to terms with everything that I'm doing in my life and figure out how I'm going to move forward in the most logical sort of way. And I've come to realize that just like the amount of time that I put into making YouTube videos, it's significant because it becomes a thing where um, you get these ideas, and then you essentially formulate. You get ready to make this video, then you do it, and then it's kind of like a mix of stuff. And then it takes filming it. It takes getting set up. It takes being in the right frame of mind to do it. It takes then post processing, putting it into some sort of a thing to like iMovie or whatever to bring it all together, and maybe putting music to it, and possibly and then doing a write up. And it's like it takes like a good amount of time. And honestly, so like my channel, it's I'm not saying it's going nowhere, but like um say the last video that I made, I think 3 people watched, right? And so I wrote a full upward like almost 5,000 word description for it because it was about cancer. And it's something that's very dear to me because my mother passed of cancer, and it's a thing that people go through. But so here I am pouring my heart and soul into these videos, and nobody watches them. I mean, not nobody, but I mean it. And so, okay, but it's not that it's necessarily about that, but it's like so I have to question for myself. It's like, what do I get out of this? Like, and so because it's like it's a game too because of YouTube and algorithms and things like that. So you want to be constantly putting out new material, and so we're talking quantity here, right? It becomes a thing where you need to be constantly producing content, and it's like, hold on a second. I mean, so and then to get exposure and stuff like that, you need to do certain things. And so this becomes a real entity in your life. And I've had some people reach out to me. They're like, oh yeah, I'll help you grow your YouTube channel. And it's like, well, um and they want me to pay them. And it's like, I've spent thousands of dollars. I've invested thousands of hours probably. I mean, I have I've made a couple hundred videos in the last few years here, and I've received nothing for any of it. Just I don't know, it gives me peace of mind. I mean, it's been an outlet for me, but I mean, I certainly haven't. It hasn't really furthered me in my life in any other sense that I use it as a sort of an outlet that allows me to express myself. So it's kind of like therapy, and that's what I'm using it for right now. But it's easy to get caught up with posting things. And it's like, okay, well, I'll make a video about this. Well, there was one that was going to come up was going to be called Sex and Intellect, about the relationship between the two, or a one about rastas or dreadlocks, and it just has all of the information that I've ever come across and how I relate to it and all this stuff and blah blah blah. But the thing is, and for what? Like putting all of this effort into this stuff for what? And when I think about it, it's like, so what am I doing here? I'm creating content. It's like, excuse me? what is it? What is a content creator? Is that anything that I ever had in mind, that is like, meaningful to me? Creating content for a website that I may never see like any kind of, what do you call it, revenue back from, because it's like time is money, and it's like I've put a ton of, I'm broke at the moment and I'm in debt, and I put so much of my time into this thing, and I'm not getting anything out of it that is helping me to actually move forward in my life, in my endeavors. And so it kind of feels like a hamster wheel, like I'm just chasing my own tail here, thinking that, oh, it's like, okay, I'm being of service, and maybe I am, but am I being service to myself? And when I sit and think about my own situation, and what I need as an individual, as a person, where I need to go as a human being, it can't just be in service to other people. I am drowning here. I'm up to my neck in things that I'm dealing with. I cannot afford to be spending time just like being of service, because I'm, like I said, I'm not drowning, but I'm barely keeping my head above water, and it's like, and it just doesn't make sense. And when I think about it, it's like, well, what is a content creator? Like, I never wanted to be a content creator. I have always seen myself as an artist. And is content art? Not the kind of content that I create. I mean, maybe if you're really into filmography, cinematography, or whatever, and you take all these shots and you edit them together in this beautiful way, and it's working for you, sure. But that's not what I do. I express myself at length. I talk about philosophical, psychological, and spiritual things at length in videos. I mean, this is talking. It's not art. It couldn't, I don't think, yeah, I mean, you could never, I could never take what I do here and present it in some way, and it be recognized as something that is art, because it's like, it's more just like a babbling on about stuff. And it's like, sure, it might be useful to some people, but I'm finding that it might, yeah, I don't know what the future of me doing this is. I think if I do continue with it, it's going to be, instead of increasing my production quality, I'm going to be reducing it, because it's not that it's a complete waste of time, but it's not helping me to get where I need to go. If I think about how much time I put into it over the last few years, and the money that I invested in it, the amount of mind space that it's taken up, in the process, like, I don't discount the process. The journey is the destination, as they say. But if I had put that kind of time and effort and resources into something that is a bit more tangible, I probably wouldn't be in this situation that I'm in right now. And I realized the fallacy of that kind of a statement, because clearly I needed to go through this to arrive at that type of, I'm frustrated, right? I'm yeah, not, and so that's why, like, it's like this season, I'm taking time. I've stopped practicing yoga. I've just stopped everything. I have time off of work, and I've just spent every day at home, exposing myself to higher level thinking in a variety of fashions. And it's just becoming more and more clear that that it's important to not, I don't know, to just to rethink everything that I'm doing. And yeah, I don't know what else to say, because I've always wanted to be an artist, and at least in my mind, the way that I think of what that means is a person who has taken time to uh, develop themselves and to hone their skills in a sort of a craft where they create something that is a composition. They compose something that is worthy of the title of art. It looks like there is a lot of thought that goes into it, and they have produced something that is worthy, that stands the test of time. Whereas, like, these videos, it's just me talking. And yeah, and it's sort of going nowhere because, and the way that I relate to this is just that my message is only for some certain people. It's not a wildly popular one. I mean, because a lot of the things that I say are could be triggering for other people. I mean, yeah, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. So it's like I kind of get the feeling that the way that I'm approaching expressing myself is not the right avenue to be going down. And so, whereas, like, say, uh, changing what I'm doing to do something more like um, making music, producing songs, writing songs, things that are a little bit more abstract, that have other elements to them that aren't just me rambling on about subjects and things that I go through, because, like I said, it's not really art. It's just a conversation, and there seems to be a difference between the two. I mean, I'm not saying that there's no value or worth to it, but yeah, I think, like, for myself, it's like I find myself in a place where I need to be very cautious of how I am using my resources, meaning the time and energy and mental space that I have allocated to me every day. And yeah, so I don't know. All I can say is this will always be my YouTube channel, right? And I know that I've gone through phases with this already. I stopped making videos for periods of times. There was times when I didn't respond to comments because, I've had my reasons for doing things, but yeah, I don't know. I've had enough.